Hello and welcome to Shadowrun 6th edition. Don't Seattle for anything less. This is our episode 1 for the introduction to the scenario. And I was just wanting to start with some basic vignettes from the characters just for a basic day in the life. Is there anyone that wants to go first? Put you guys on the spot.
Oh, I just want to see if anybody else will go first. No? Alright, I guess I'll start with something. So, maybe like the camera comes in on a bed, like in an apartment. And then maybe the apartment you see like there's some comic books like sort of like poorly stacked on the nightstand. And, like in the background, maybe some like collectibles that look like they come from, science fiction or like comic books or whatever kind of movies. And there's a figure that moves underneath the blankets and whatnot. And there's a little bit of a groan. And just kind of finally there's a like the alarm clock goes off, and a hand comes out from under the blankets and just shoves the alarm clock off onto the ground. It's get up, I'll get up, fine, fuck it. And the what comes out from in it, probably his boxers and pajamas or whatever, is this elf with long dark hair with it that looks like it's been dyed like a blue black color and whatnot, like the black with like the blue base, so it's like really shiny and shit. And he kind of like stumbles over, stumbles over some, maybe his boots or something on the floor. You see him disappear into the bathroom and like hear like a bit of like what sounds like indecipherable singing for a couple of minutes in the shower. Then he comes back out dressed, you know, and dressed, pretty, he looks like he's dressed for the streets. He's got like his armored vest on. He's got like his, stuff his, around. Kind of straps it like puts his concealed holster on. We see him put his, go over to nightstand and pull out a machine pistol and stick it into his concealed holster. Um, as he kind of walks by like these crates of ammunition that are just sort of like that are not well hidden or hidden at all in like the closet that's just sort of got the open door frame thing. And he kind of looks out the window at the sprawl outside and the shitty streets with like garbage and whatnot. And he kind of gets around, goes to the fridge, looks around, and there's almost nothing in the fridge. There's like a few takeout boxes from like sushi or fucking pizza or whatever, um, which he kind of rifles through, sees nothing of value, grabs like one of two beers, takes a drink, you know, chugs it down, goes over and grabs his shades from the stand by the door, puts them on, and then heads out down the stairs. We see a lot of like sort of like maybe a couple of the residents who are just sort of hanging out in the stairwell and the hallway and whatnot. As he goes downstairs, um, and kind of follow him out for a little bit. And he kind of looks around, and there's a couple of orcs that holler at him, and he shoots him the bird real fast with a quick smile, like, yeah, whatever. And the moment the orcs start looking like they're going to do something, and he just cracks his knuckles and starts wiggling them like he's going to do something, like he's going to cast a spell or something. And maybe they take a moment and step back. There's some words exchanged. That that we kind of don't really hear in clearly, but we get the vague notion that there's some insult or tension there of whatnot between them. And he goes about, and we see him kind of go down the street, and he kind of looks at like the newsstand, stops at the newsstand, looks at the paper for a few minutes to see what's going on, and uh, then heads off down to the market maybe, um, to look at the wares for like the talismonger or something, and kind of catch up on the news before he finally makes his way to his favorite watering hole, um, which is probably. I don't know. It we don't get like the full name of the bar. Maybe we get that there's like some partial letters and whatnot as he steps in, and the bar is just kind of like it's a neighborhood dive. You can tell that the people that are there are just always there, and it's since it's relatively early, since it looks like it's probably about at mid afternoon at this point. Um, there's probably just the kind of people you'd see in a mid-afternoon watching whatever game is on the tube, or and see a couple people playing shooting pool or whatever. He walks over to the bar and he hollers at the bartender, a young woman, and he goes, and it's like we like this is probably the first dialogue we hear from is, "Oh, Shelly, Shelly, hey, a beer." Just one to start with, and a shot of whiskey. Um, the bartender goes and gets the bottle of beer and the shot of whiskey. He downs the shot of whiskey real fast, takes the beer, takes a drink out of it, and kind of turns around on his bar stool to study the room. And I'm going to pass it on to the next person.
I love it. It was great. Okay.
Don't everybody talk at once.
Sorry, I'm still setting up stuff.
I can go.
There we go.
So, starts off with pretty. I mean, I guess he's handsome, but he's kind of plain looking at the same time. I mean, he's the sort of guy, when you look at him, you can say, yeah, he's a pretty good looking guy, but you can't really point to one feature or another that makes him good looking. And he's putting on some street clothes. Once he gets everything all settled, he turns on the oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it makes your clothes change colors and stuff, and makes it look like a nice jogging outfit. It's not his good suit, but he heads outside. It's a looks like a two-level house, pretty nice, um, kind of secluded, and jogs down his front um, driveway and onto the side street, and that's when the voiceover starts. When you're a shadow runner, you want to make sure people don't know who you are or where you are at any given time. But when you're an operative, like I used to be, well, sometimes you wanted people to know where you are all the time, just so you can use the fact that they know against them. Now, at this point, you see somebody in the distance jogging behind him. He takes a quick look over his shoulder and sees them. Jogs a little bit faster till they're out of sight, and then he makes a quick turn into what passes for the tree line, and waits as the other guy passes him by. As he stays behind a tree so that guy can't see him, he's basically looking through it into AR and verifying whose comlink it is that they're carrying. And once he's satisfied, he starts jogging a little bit and catches up with him. Hey, Frank, how you doing? Frank looks confused. Oh, Lloyd, I thought I was behind you. Oh yeah, Charlie horse. Those things happen. Slow you down. It sucks. Yeah, that's great. How are you and Samantha doing? Oh, we're good. We're good. Anything new going down over at your place? Nope, nope. No job offers yet. Oh darn. I'm not running out of money. It's just, you know, sometimes you need a little bit more to push you over the top. Yeah, I know. I'll keep an eye out for you, though. Great, great. And he slows down and lets Frank jog away. And after that, he takes a few odd turns and winds up heading closer to a urban area, and he gets connected on his comm link to someone who oddly sounds just like Bruce Campbell. Hey, I got 4 hang-up calls while you were gone. You went jogging again, huh? Yeah, I went jogging. Which bar? I haven't gotten there yet. He says as he walks into a bar. Well, you gotta. Uh, I'll send you the numbers that called. They hear a voice that isn't yours, they hang up. You know Shadowrunners, bunch of bitchy little girls. All right, Samantha, you just hang out. I'll get the numbers from you, and I'll see if there's anything good going on. Now he's not saying any of this out loud. It's all from his head to the comm link to Samantha. And Samantha says, "All right, just don't forget I'm cooking tonight."
Oh.
Okay, buy something extra to eat. Gotcha. No, you asshole. That means come hungry. I make a lot when I make food. Yeah, I know. Just teasing. And he sits down at the bar and orders himself up a beer. And that's it.
Nice. Oh man, mine's so just bland. But I'll go. Yeah, so I guess mine starts off kind of similar to Jester's, but it's a person in a bed. It's just like a house, almost a little rundown. It's your standard low class, like Shadowrun low class kind of house. It's not in the best of shapes. And you just see a figure laying in bed. He's got like ruffled blonde long hair. And like once again, as with Jess, an alarm goes off and he just kind of like rolls out of bed, hits it, just walks out towards the door, opens the door, and just walks out in just like the raggedy clothes he slept in. Kind of waves at a neighbor as he walks off, and it's just him walking down the street. And despite his terrible bedhead, he's got looks. Uh, he's got that like rugged look. He's an elf, a male elf. And after a little bit of walking, he hops on a public bus. If there is a public bus, are there buses in this time of Seattle?
Public transportation.
Yeah, some kind of public transportation.
You got on the tube.
Yeah, I got on the tube. Rides it all the way downtown. Hops off. Goes into like, was it like a bathroom or something? Cleans up his hair by putting it into a braid, pulling it back and everything. Which takes him a little bit of time. Walks out, still wearing the raggedy clothes, and just makes his way to a parking garage. Gets in there, goes up to about the 4th, 5th floor, heads to a nice looking Honda Spirit, and after looking around, goes into one of those little stairwells. Camera stays outside the stairwell. You hear the classic video game clothes rustle. Comes out, and all of a sudden he's no longer in just the ragged, like wrinkled clothes. He's wearing an actual suit, and he's carrying a briefcase. He walks over to the Honda Spirit, hops in, starts it up, and drives to an apartment building downtown. Pulls up to the building, so goes inside. One of his neighbors is probably there. Like, oh, forgot which name he's under. Oh God, the problem with having multiple names. Hey Alex, getting in late? He's like, yeah, it's just a long night at the office. Heads upstairs, goes into his apartment building, which is now under, a nicer apartment building, middle class. It's actually furnished, unlike the other one. Sets the briefcase down, takes off the suit, puts on a actual, more of a Shadowrun fancier like dress, because he's got what was that thing called that I had? frack. Oh yeah, the Armonte suit dress, the armored dress, not an actual dress, you know. And then makes his way down the fire escape and into an alley and pulls out his like I guess his calms. I don't know what they use in Shadowrun. Sorry,
Calm
mine.
you.
Yeah,
That's fine.
and that's when he sees has a couple calls from a couple of his contacts. Probably summer runs that he can do. Uh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this is like evening into night the whole trip. Uh, yeah, and he's probably answers one. He's like, "You got a job? Great, I'm on my way." And it just kind of pans out and stops there. Sorry, it's a lot shorter than some of you. I don't have that kind of creativity, but it's
Fine.
his double life that he has to pretend to live.
Hey, it works. It
Yep.
works. Okay, who do we have left?
I think it's just me.
Sluggy!
I defer to you.
You go for it.
That's not
You
quite
just
it.
have to do that in the whole voice.
Beauty before age, as they say.
All right, so well, I guess we'll do me next. So we Vision fades in as a 5'8", 5'9", middle-aged, greasy, pudgy man wakes up from a deep, almost drunken sleep. He wakes up and without closing his eyes, or without opening his eyes,
Never
he just
blinks.
kind of slumps up from his bed and kind of half sits up and thinks about the events of the previous few days. Him and his organization have managed to procure a an asset that will make him and his cronies very rich. And he's been celebrating, and he has a massive headache to show for it. And without opening his eyes, he reaches over to his nightstand and takes probably his fifth dose in the last 12 hours of some over the counter painkillers,
Oh
and
god, ODing on aspirin, man.
he downs it with a heady swig of warm stale beer that's been sitting out since the night before. Um, and grimacing, he opens his eyes to the morning light and considers going hitting the showers, to try and wake up and refresh. And as soon as he opens his eyes, he sees his alarm clock, realizes that he's already late for his job. Says out loud, he's like, "Shit!" And he settles for some uh, fucking body body spray and heads out in the same suit that he's been wearing over the entire weekend. Greasy, kind of smelly, kind of unpleasant. Heads off to his job, but he smiles because he knows that soon all his hard work's going to pay off. It fades out as he heads out the door, and fades in around the same time behind in a back alley in the Redmond Barrens. Uh, Behind a rusted out dumpster lies a large, bulky biomass known to anyone that has ever seen it, known as slag heap. This hulking beast of a creature awakens. A little bit groggily at first, but very quickly, shortly after, within a few seconds, with full awareness and full ire. It stands and grabs the dumpster, and just in its anger and in its sudden and very insistent hunger, it grabs the rusted out dumpster that it was sleeping behind and throws it. As shatters with the dumpster shatters about 10 feet above the creature's head with a loud metallic clatter against stone. And as parts shower around it, it looks around, kind of testing the air, and as it catches the vague scent of what it considers to be meat, but in all actuality is just some hobo's breath, the next block over. Uh, it bellows, "Me am Slacky!" And as it begins stalking off in where it smells the scent. And as vision begins fading out, it zooms in to the back of its neck, where a recent incision that is slowly healing over shows a very light red pulse underneath the skin. Possibly there's some sort of device under there, and it fades to black as he stalks off.
I love it.
Nice.
Your character is absolutely terrifying.
I hope so. I hope it's going to be terrifying to work with too.
Rocks fall,
Look,
slag
guys,
heap just melts with it.
Brian, go right ahead.
Oh, no. The young one can go.
No, like you said, beauty before age. Drifter's 65, unless you can beat that.
Hey Brian, 1 or 2?
2.
There you go.
All means, Cyrus, go for it.
All right, we probably open on a Ares Roadmaster sitting in a dingy alleyway. Inside the back, we see an elderly woman just finishing up her morning yoga to stay limber with all of the young kids she runs around with these days. And crawling out from the back into the cab, we see plain, well-kempt cloth seats and a Betty Boop doll bobblehead glued to the dashboard. She starts the Aries up, rolls it out of the alleyway onto the main road, cutting off 3 cars as she does so, turning into, probably 2 lanes at once before finally settling into the middle lane. We get a better look of this Roadmaster. It's got patches upon patches on the outside of it, over armor, what looks to be, maybe some places where took some cannon fire, and some places that looked like it looks like they just cut it open with a buzzsaw so they could have an access port of some kind. And right on the side, a painting of Betty Boop, partially covered by these patches and faded from age, but still very much there in all her Betty Boopness. Rolling down the highway, muscling smaller cars out of her way, she drives on down this road, coming to probably downtown. No, she doesn't look anything like Betty Boop. No, she's you can tell she dyes her hair to keep it in some sort of color, although it seems like she can't really decide what color she wants it to be. There's some brunette, there's a little bit of ginger, and then you've got just a streak of bright red through part of it, and the roots are starting to gray. It looks like it's time for a redo. um, yeah, and humming a little song as she's going along, flipping off drivers as they try and get out of her way. Pulls off, finds a place that is much too small to parallel park. Does it anyways. Um, Probably setting off a couple of car alarms on this stretch of Old Town, I imagine it would be. Getting out, clicking the button on a key fob for her roadmaster, and instead of a beep, the roadmaster says, "Sorry, actually, no, I'm not going to do a Betty Boop voice. I'm no good at those." No. Security defenses armed, and at that, a light machine gun pops out of the roof, along with what seems to be a mounted assault rifle as well. Doing their sentry, starting to scan their sentry duty. Oh shit, I forgot to reprogram those. Messing with your key fob. Turns the defenses off. Non-lethal mode activated. Going to standby. She turns her way into probably the first bar she sees and settles down to order breakfast. And I think we'll fade out on that.
I like that we have van art. That amuses me to no end.
That's cute.
Great.
Betty Boop.
I like it.
I'm just saying we really miss a chance to be like the geriatric crew, like a bunch of really old people that are
I've
Shadowrunners.
done it. I've played like a 70-year-old man.
Oh, I've done it too.
Rigger that literally like he did physical combat as a rigger.
I was like rigs his own wheelchair around.
No. Like he walked around just fine. It's just that he as a rigger he had like what Ares the fucking samurai.
I imagine there's like a gunfight
as backup, and he had like a finger capsule with the fucking nano whip, I believe, built into it.
Oh, someone
So
was
he
asking.
used that and had like robots backing him up.
Oh, somebody asked about clothes. I'm sorry, I'm always forgetting those descriptions. In this instance, she's wearing probably a dirty, stained tank top and baggy cargo shorts held up by. I'm trying to. What do you call those belts that don't have any? They don't have any holes. They just hold things up by friction. I forget
Rope.
what those are called. Okay, well, fine. Yeah, a rope belt. There you go. And just for kicks, shiny black combat boots look like the only thing that have been taken care of out of this entire getup.
Like it.
Okay, that's it.
I like it. Totally dig it. Okay.
Guess it's my turn.
Yep.
Good luck following that shit up.
Oh, don't worry, I got something special for you guys. Most guys know what I can be like, so let's have some fun with this.
Slightly terrified.
Oh no, it might be quite interesting. Anyway, we start off looking through a window to the west, watching the sunset. As we pan back into the room towards a shower. Within it, Sakura is doing her nightly ritual of bathing. Takes a few minutes, turns the water off, opens the door, and walks straight into a large type of common room, very reminiscent of old Japanese style common type rooms. There she walks to a small altar where there's a pitcher surrounded by a few incense burning, the sand base where they do the ritual sand scrolling. And she goes to her knees, pours herself a small cup of tea, takes a sip, and goes into a ritual bow in front of this picture and prays for about 5 minutes. Sits back up and only utters one word, Akimi. At that point, she walks over to a closet, opens the door, and it's about the only modern thing in this entire place. There, she puts on her combat suit, which is somewhat of a tight fitting. Might be leather, might be not. It's hard to say in this day and age. High cut style combat boots, and a not quite loose fitting black jacket. She checks on the inside and makes sure the gun is still in there, zips it up, and puts on a harness. At which point she grabs two very old looking ceremonial katanas and sheaths both of them upon her back. She hits a few little buttons on one sleeve of the jacket and it morphs itself into a urban type camouflage pattern. She walks to the window looking at the sun, then opens up her phone and looks at the picture. So this is my target. Good. This should be easy. She opens the window and literally walks out. And she falls 6 stories and then lands on the roof. And takes off into the night across the rooftops. And that's where we'll end it.
I love it.
Ninja Granny, are you serious?
She's only 36.
Yep, Granny.
Granny, not as an elf boy.
Gilf.
No, stop it. We're not doing that. No, stop it.
Canon, it's now Ninja Granny. Fuck it.
No, I was referring to the other part.
Which part are you referring to?
So, what's next?
Ladies and gents, what happens now, Miss DM? Or GM? I can never remember which is supposed to be which.
Master is specifically D&D.
Yeah, D&D is DM. Anything else is GM, Game Master.
What about Shadow Master? SMO.
SM? What?
S&M? Wait a minute, that's my wife you're talking about.
I still like it and might steal it.
Alright, Shadow Master.
Share here. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Player, what about SM? GM's husband. Hey, you're talking about my wife here. Wife, I still like it.
No, eh?
You noticed that too.
Anyways, one thing that I forgot to get from you guys: are you all starting out as Seattle residents?
Yes.
No.
Ooh.
I mean, are you talking like originally from Seattle or?
Are you living in Seattle currently?
Oh, yes.
I had
Yeah.
figured as much.
Yeah.
Redmond
I'm
Barrens,
assuming
yes
as much.
ma'am.
I wanted to make sure.
Northeast Renton.
I'm a similarly I'm a recent
Where's
arrival,
Eric?
but not somewhat recent arrival.
I was gonna say I'm just Oscar Mike, so.
Fair.
What was I
Okay,
trying to
so-
say?
All of you are going to receive messages on your comlink,
Okay.
and it's going to be similar to an email. You are going to get a message from a fixer by the name of Romeo. Now, this is a fixer that's really well known in Seattle. He tends to offer higher profile Shadowrun missions.
Okay.
Not necessarily someone that you've met before, though. But what
Right.
he is going to message you is he is wanting you to meet him at the Pan Pacific Seattle Hotel later today, probably around 5 o'clock. We'll go with that. Now it's early morning now, so you guys can respond how you want to. If you want to try to respond back on email, or if you just want to show up to the hotel, kind of up to you guys. Email doesn't really give much information though.
I think Salvo, as a matter of professionalism, will probably send something back along the lines of, "Yep, be there." Yeah. He
Well,
thinks it's professional, but it's pretty casual for being professional. It's like, "Yeah, I'll be there."
Sugar Skull will
keeps
stand back. Go ahead.
Sly keeps handler by the name of Bishop, a greasy, thin-haired, pudgy man. He gets the message and he smiles, responds responds with one word, done, and makes preparations to procure Sly Keep. We'll use it as his organization to and just prepares him.
That's
Sugar
so.
Skull sends back private room, public table, or renting out the floor? Question mark.
Let me make sure I give you the right information.
He sends back.
Yeah.
Hold up, I might have sent you the wrong stuff. Crap, I need to send it to everyone. I swear I'm a professional. That was for my mom, I'm sorry.
He'll actually send back that the person at the front desk will be able to get you where you need to go.
Right on.
Understood. He sends back.
Sacker just shows up.
I don't answer to terrorists.
Salvo would probably go.
Reagan, when did you get here?
Salvo would probably go back to his house, make sure he's got plenty of him, make sure he's geared up, grab his grenades and everything, and grab his like SMG and his focus, everything he didn't take with him this morning, and get on his motorcycle and and drive there.
Yeah, I'll end up showing up.
Yeah, Sugar Skull will go back home, change into his good suit, which still he can change any detail on it with I can't even remember what it's called, electro something or other.
Electrochromatic coating.
I'm sad
That's
because
it.
I've been clicking all the
I think
hotels
I
on this
got
map.
that too. Yeah, I think my vest is electrochromatic too, as the
The absolute worst thing is, I remembered that name from memory. I'm just that obsessed with Shadowrun.
And he'll call whatever passes for Uber in the sixth world, which
Uber.
I picture it being like Uber on demand, which means Uber without the bench, which means it's totally automated.
Went Total Recall on it. Welcome to Johnny Cab.
Oh no, not Johnny Cab.
Oh God, yeah. Yes.
Getting the Johnny Cab.
I love it.
Sorry, I had to.
Has it pick him up several blocks from his house and take him next door to the building he needs to go to.
So that puts me in mind. What if you literally ordered an Uber to go next door? Like, what? What? How would that
They charge
work?
for
Would
it.
they even let you?
Oh yeah, they'd charge you.
Yeah.
Sir, you waited 30 minutes for me to arrive to drive you 20 feet.
2
Yep.
blocks.
No, it's just... He said next door, so I was like...
Blocks.
I was thinking literally like 20 feet, like next door.
I've heard stories of people hiring Ubers to drive them around the block until they fall asleep.
Oh, haven't heard that
Wow.
one before.
Why?
Because they can't sleep.
Insomnia, man. I don't know.
That'd be so weird. Like, what do? Wake them up after? You just keep driving for 8 hours. Like,
I mean, really, I'd be like, just go to sleep.
you carry them inside?
Money in my pocket.
You probably kick them to the curtain. No, that's mean.
It's probably so
Drag
they
them
can
up
get
to their
tired.
front door.
You just drop him off, kick him out.
You know, you carry him there, and whoever answers the door, you say, "Shh, he's sleeping."
Tuck him in bed, give him a kiss on the forehead.
It's okay. I'm his Uber driver.
Oh God. Yeah.
I show up in my
So-
Suzuki Mirage.
I
It's my
Give him a
shop.
lick.
think that's the same kind of freaking motorcycle I have.
Yeah,
No,
wasn't really many
Mirage
options.
is a popular model in Shadowrun.
Yep.
Okay, so how are you guys going to get to the
Him?
hotel? We've got
So
one taking an Uber, public transportation. One taking.
I don't know. It's like I've got a big fuck off truck or something.
I'll show up in my Samuvani Chris Craft Otter somehow. My boat. I'll just ride up right on the docks and keep going.
Oh lord.
I'm making it simple. I'm driving there on my motorcycle. That's what I'm doing. With my weapon mount with a shotgun on it.
Leaving a wake of destruction in my path as I make my way to. Is it alright if we describe it as that?
Go for it.
Uh-oh, farmers
Officer.
markets, look out.
Officer, I didn't cause that accident. I cut him off. He T-boned the other car. Not my problem.
It didn't hit anybody. Now you're saying I caused this, but you don't see me in the accident.
That's right.
When your
I
car
kid
is
you not, my grandmother has been in that situation.
Well,
Whole
then,
other thing.
just pretend I'm her.
The terrifying thought.
And second thought,
Yeah.
don't pretend I'm her, because I don't know what your relationship with your grandmother's like.
It's like you get to the hotel, a gunman shoots you. What?
Don't
What?
don't ask about her aunt. Any of them. Just don't ask.
What? Did she used to have an ant colony and it all like got lost because they wandered off and ate all the food in the pantry and then never came back?
Well,
I
there
know
was
I want
a near omnipotent titan with a magical glove that could erase half of existence, and her aunt would crawl up that titan's ass and expand.
Hey, Ant-Man, why didn't you do that in Endgame, huh?
That would be Aunt Man, but he's talking about Aunt Ma'am.
Still, why
Alright.
didn't you do that in Endgame?
Because that's a porno.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting a little off topic.
Yep.
Let's
Back to
go
flying otters.
back.
All right. So how? Ryan.
How good's the neighborhood here?
Okay, how is Sakura getting to the hotel? I think that's the only one I haven't gotten.
Probably gets a cab or an Uber.
Are you there?
Yeah, he said he's gonna get a cab or Uber.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear it cut out weird.
I got you.
Okay.
What's the
you
neighborhood like
arrive-
here?
You arrive at the most luxurious hotel you have ever seen. Pan
There's your
Pacific
answer.
Seattle. Despite being a chain of hotels, the Pan Pacific brand has managed to keep each location feeling unique, and that continues in the Seattle branch. The furniture has hints of what appear to be emeralds, and the view of Puget Sound from the rooftop bar is said to be astonishing. Fortunately, that's
case-
where you're directed to meet your contact.
In that
I
case,
I think when Salvo like walks in, he goes up to the counter. Just the first person he asks, he sees. He's like, he says, "I'm looking for someone, and perhaps this would be, oh Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou?" And before you start, I know that doesn't mean where are you. I know it means why are you Romeo, but it just sounded fun. I'm looking for Romeo.
And
Gosh.
they will direct you to that rooftop bar.
whew. Yes, get away from my desk, please. By the way,
Is there a nice place to sit in the lobby?
Oh yeah, this is a beautiful hotel. There's all sorts of stuff. In fact, with the design, you could even sit in the what is designed to look like an oyster, or seashells, or all sorts of things.
Okay, I'll sit in a nice, unassuming place where people aren't staring at me and point my laser microphone at the front desk.
Gotcha.
Salvo's gonna head upstairs, and he's kind of got this air of I. I'm so confident that I kind of pull it off, but it's still that thing in the back of your head, like, is he really as good as he thinks he is? I mean, I could almost see it, but seems a little cocky.
Who are we here to meet?
Romeo.
All right,
Wherefore art thou?
uh, Bishop, the handler for Psyche, is gonna go in, go into the lobby, look around, just almost awestruck, but he catches himself, and then he walks up to the reception, the front desk, and he says, "Hey, I'm here to meet a Romeo. You know, where's Romeo at?"
Here to see Romeo.
Whew.
You're gonna get this question answered in a number of ways there.
I'm looking for Romeo.
Upstairs at the bar. I'm sure he's expecting you.
Yeah, thanks, Toots. And he's,
Yikes.
and he's gonna
Wow.
you know, swaddle off, all swagger and bravado that only that type of guy can muster up to upstairs.
Person at the counter is gonna kind of wipe off the counter where your character is leaning on it.
Yeah. Do we have a
As
lot?
appropriate. As appropriate.
Does Romeo have a last name? Or like not
Not one
Romeo's
that's been provided.
okay.
Romeo is probably an alias
Exactly.
anyway.
That's why I wasn't sure if he had a full alias or just a first name.
First name.
Okay.
He's a
Cyrus.
really well-known fixer. Pretty much anyone in the Shadow community knows who Romeo is.
All right, Cyrus, you were saying something?
I was going to say, at realizing, oh, this is one of those places. Why is it the nice jobs always got to be at the nice places? Can't abandoned warehouses have nice jobs? Probably actually change into something slightly more decent, which means the clean tank top and the olive drab shirt over that. That has been, probably washed a thousand times, and so it's slightly faded. But hey, it's clean, and probably again a clean pair of cargo pants that look exactly the same as the other, and yeah, keep the combat boots, but probably go up to the counter. Hi, sweetie. How you doing? I'm here. Look, let's see. Opens up phone. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, but it looks like I was supposed to meet somebody here, in Expo Dump. The rest of that.
Yeah. Gotcha,
Could you point an old woman in the right direction?
Sure thing. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go down the hall over here to the right, take an elevator to the top floor, and you'll be able to see him from the rooftop bar.
Oh, thank you. You're just so good to me. Well, have a nice day, and remember, don't forget to have fun. You're only young once.
Thank you. He tries not to laugh.
Oh my god! I'm fucking crying here.
And yes, it's gonna go.
I'm laughing hard, literally, because I deal with those types like in my job. Like people will be on the phone and they'll say shit like that to me. It's fucking hilarious.
I wish I had customers like that.
Tech support for accountants, so I get that a lot.
What, the absent-mindedness?
Oh, you're
Captains
so
are really good at
nice.
accounting
Thank you so much.
and not as good
Gotcha.
on IT, so they call for IT help, and I get really nice people for the most part.
Well, all right then.
I probably arrive and unlike some people here, I look like I belong.
Oh,
I've
Mr.
got.
Fancy Pants.
Oh yeah, no, I've got essentially. I don't. I've noticed
You've
all
got
the
a nicer
names.
suit than me.
Yeah, all the names in here for things are like two things mashed together. Uh, so like Armante's suit, I'm assuming it's like Armani plus something. I don't know. Yeah, so I show up in like this really nice suit, and I've got a really decently sized briefcase. My hair is still pulled back and like I don't know what it's called. Not ponytail, but like a braid. Yeah.
Man bun?
No, it's a braid.
Oh God, not a man.
Man bun.
Hell no, no
It's
man
a man
buns.
bun.
You're a man bun.
I just walk right up to the counter. I'm like, "Greetings. I have a meeting with a Romeo."
Oh God, why am I getting asked about Romeo? I'm sure is the thought.
Why am I getting this really wide variety of people asking about Romeo?
The person at the counter with your attire would actually address you a little more formally. Certainly, sir. Romeo can be met at the rooftop bar, and they will even give you a drink token because you look like you belong.
Where's my fucking drink token, Devin?
Appreciations. And he makes his way to the elevator.
If I don't get a drink, someone's gonna get the fucking rage.
I'm stylish for street style, all right.
8 charisma, motherfuckers.
Oh, okay, once
Yeah.
Zephyr's up and on an elevator, I finally get up and go over. And I go to the front desk guy and ask him, is that just about everyone for our employer at the rooftop bar?
That's a fantastic question. I haven't been keeping track of how many people it is.
Has Sakura shown up?
She
I
probably
don't think
shows
Sakura
up right about now.
That's when I say to the guy, wait, I bet this is another one. Let me go upstairs and make sure everybody else made it. And he heads straight to the elevator.
Everybody's so swanky. That's okay. She's actually wearing tight leather. She looks a lot like Bayonetta, but with short hair.
Yikes.
Kind of sexy.
They cut off her ability to make gods out of her hair.
She's not that good.
She had to be nerfed. Otherwise, how would it be fair with us playing with Bayonetta?
Don't nerf the hair.
It's short cropped. Don't worry. If we can find some cybernetic type hair for her, I'll go for it.
Interesting.
But
Yeah, I'll
anyway,
speak for that.
anyway, she comes up to the front desk and just goes, Romeo.
Upstairs water.
Okay. Just wanders to the elevator and goes up. That's a good one.
An old lady, a Slavic street dude, a suspicious dude, a samurai.
Like he just walks up. Is that everyone for our employer?
Is my character the suspicious dude?
Yes. You sat in the corner holding a listening device at the counter.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, mine are built in, so.
That's all I can imagine. You're just sitting there holding a little like micro device, put it at the counter, waiting, and then like, hey, is that all the people for our employer? I know you're the face, so it was a lot better than that, but it's just that was my imagination there.
Speak into this listening device.
let me
I'm
just
not
slip this to
recording
your
this
collar.
conversation. I just need you to speak very clearly into this microphone.
Into this pin on my
Again,
jacket.
this is not recorded.
Put this pot
Microphone.
plant
I mean
right
pin.
here.
Yeah.
Anyways, as you all arrive in the rooftop bar, you actually see only one other person up there aside for the bartender, and he's actually sitting at a table sorting through messages on his comlink. He almost doesn't even really acknowledge anyone arriving until Sakura gets there for the last person to arrive. And at that point, he looks up and goes, "Wonderful! I'm glad you all were able to make it. Please, please eat, drink. I've got a proposition for you."
Oh hell yeah! Don't mind if I do.
Salvo's like, well, you know, a fancy bar, fancy drinks, fancy whiskey. What do you got for whiskey up there, my good man? Is you got a little bit of something really nice? And he's just like, you know, gotta take
They've
advantage, right? You gotta take
they've,
advantage of
they've
these
got the best of the
situations.
best. You can get whatever you want there.
Yeah, he gets the highest class whiskey they'll let him have. It's just like, here's neat, a glass about this big,
If you don't mind me asking.
Bishop, he grabs the first and cheapest thing that he can get a hold of, and whatever food he can get a hold of.
What do you want with an old lady like me?
You see, I've actually got potentially a great deal of work for all you guys. Now, what I've
no.
got is a series, and we're actually going to be assisting in the oh, what's the word? Sorry, I am
Assassination,
blanking.
escort, kidnapping.
Oh gosh, no. There's
Oh.
a summit going on to discuss Seattle's secession from UCAS, and we're needing some research done on some of the participants.
Research sounds like some forte.
Yeah, yeah. Salvo's just kind of like, Salvo's like, so, I'm guessing there's a reason why I'm here. If you're needing an investigation, I'm sure you've got one of these fine. And he kind of looks around like to try to figure out who would actually be the one that's good at the investigation. There's, anyway, somebody else here is probably going to be it, it, I imagine you need something blown up along the way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll have plenty of problems.
He just does the finger guns. He's like, hey, you got the cash, I got the blast.
Blown up? I don't know about that, but I got a boy who can do the job. Yeah.
Plenty of problems. Sounds like this is a bad choice to make to bring a whole bunch of people who don't know each other together.
Did you go out of your way to find all the amateurs?
Amateurs. You're talking about him. Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I am certainly no amateur. You see, I'm Salvo. And he kind of looks at you like he expects that to mean something to any of you.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah,
I'm
Elfo, I heard of you.
just a drifter. So?
I actually got you guys recommended from some contacts that I had.
Oh fuck. Was
Was
it
hoping you
Halt?
guys would even be able to work together.
Was it Halt?
What?
That's one of her contacts.
Ah.
That's the one she would go and get jobs from, actually. She's like, oh, if this asshole put it up to me with, put me up to this without asking first, I am not gonna be happy.
How about this? I'll make it a little sweeter for you. There's 7,500 Nuyen up for the group right out the gate to help you get any additional information or materials that you would need for the job.
Wait a minute. You're telling me this the money here is 7,500 split between us?
Up front.
Well, all right. What's the job pay? Come on,
This is
sweet cheeks. Wait.
hey,
Are you a sweet cheeks or are you a guy?
So,
well, the name is Romeo, so I'll
yeah,
let you
So it's a Juliet.
that one.
yeah,
Which
I think
is
Salvo just looks at you
Juliet.
and goes. I think Salvo just looks at you and goes, and now we know who the amateurs in the room are. Don't insult a Johnson. It's just not done, man. It's just not done.
Who are you
Okay.
talking to?
The guy, you, like you were like, hey, sweet cheeks, and he's like, don't insult a
Well,
Johnson.
I was asking. I was
Yeah.
asking the GM whether
Yeah.
the Johnson is female or male.
This isn't even a Johnson. This is just a fixer.
Right. And it,
Amateur.
He's a doe.
Well, whether it's
It's
female or
a
male is
Whatever.
very relevant as to how my character would feel.
Right.
Give him some slack. His total alcohol input tonight is at a nice level.
It's all good. Yeah, Romeo's a male.
Okay, so in that case, it wouldn't be sweet cheeks. I mean, it'd be like it'd just be like, hey, hey, bro, it's just not enough.
This isn't even the pay for the job. This is for upfront expenses.
yeah.
For,
He's
for
like,
payment on the job, you're gonna have to talk to the Johnson.
yeah, Salvo's, and Salvo would probably say something to that effect. He's like, look, the fixer gets the job. This is 7,500 new yen just for upfront expenses. Anything we might need to do the job. The pay is, we're gonna have to, the pay is on the next negotiation level. Where did they get this guy?
All right, whatever. You're fucking making my balls hurt.
He
Oh
just looks
dear.
at you and goes, wow, that was really unpleasant and uncalled for. Lack of
Maybe we can all have a
professionalism.
sit down at a large table so we're not yelling across the room to each other.
I would like that, as well as to get to meet some of you to know who I'm going to be having to drag around.
I
Zephyr's
think
just
we'll
been
probably
watching.
do that after we decide on the or whether we take this job.
Would you
And who
guys
does
be
it?
interested in taking the job? There are a few other perks that I can discuss if you're interested.
Yeah, sure, whatever. My boy can do whatever you need.
Salvo looks at you and it just kind of looks, he goes, and he looks around, he's like, hey, I'm in. I'm not, my dance card's off. My dance card's currently not full, so I got time for this. Sure. Let me make a little scratch.
Seems like you've
Oh
been
dear.
dancing with yourself lately.
The
He's looks at
boy,
you.
you're not going to be with us yourself.
Notice that too, did you?
Yeah,
Wait,
another
you're talking about
another
you're
straight out
talking
of
about my
amateur
character.
Yes, your
Yeah,
character.
talking to your character.
Oh no, I ain't. No, it ain't gonna be me. I got a guy, lined up that, he's gonna knock your socks off. He's
Then why are
he's gonna
you here, not him?
confound and confiscate you with what he can do.
One, confuscate's not a word. Two,
What do you know?
why are you here and not him?
He's well, we gotta prepare him for the mission.
Let me guess, he's shy.
Yeah, he's shy. Okay.
So,
What's this amateur doing here?
Salvo's like, Yeah, so maybe some dates would be in order. Some details, a little bit of what are we doing, where are we going, what are we investigating, even.
I'm interested in the job. He looked at Romeo, but I don't know about some of the people. He looks at Bishop.
He is blissfully unaware.
Well, could I add a second to that? Whatever an old lady's word is worth.
So the first part of this job, where you're gonna meet the Johnson, is actually gonna be at the Pan Pacific Hotel ballroom downstairs. There's a party going on tomorrow. They're gonna meet you there. I've got formal wear set up for everybody and a safe house for you for at least a week here.
Hmm.
So
Already
it's
paid
that
up.
big, huh?
So, we meet this guy today or we meet him at the party tomorrow?
Be meeting him at the party tomorrow. The formal wear for you will be at the safe house, assuming you're still interested in the job. And assuming you can handle the etiquette necessary for this sort of encounter.
I go over to Bishop
Hey,
again. Is Bishop still stuffing his face?
Yes, he is. He ignores or does not notice the particular jive about etiquette.
Oh
If
gosh.
Slag Heap comes here tomorrow, I'm gonna be fucking scared.
Where the full
Keep
goddamn talks?
coming.
Can you
We
imagine?
might
I'm
have to rework my entire campaign idea.
I'm I'm not entirely sure who I'd be more afraid of being there, Slag Heap or this guy.
I know, right?
Like
Think
dude,
this guy.
greasy, just kind of gross, and yeah, he's not charismatic at all. But you know what? He is what he is.
Yeah. And Salvo was like, so, where is this safe house anyway? Check it out, make sure the amenities, the accommodations, I like to pick the first bunk if I can.
And make sure there's lots of booze.
He
I'd
kind of
say
looks
that
over you like, that goes without saying.
the safe house is going to be a townhome in the Puyallup sector. And let me actually put up the Seattle map that I've got so you guys can have a look at
Heck
what
yeah.
we're looking at.
Oh,
This is the
nice.
flat file. I did share the other one that had the links in it if you guys want more information, but this is at least going to get an idea. Puyallup is going to be in the southern sector.
Bully up, bully up, bully up.
At least I'm assuming I'm pronouncing it right. I may not be. That one's a weird name.
Pulley all up. I don't know. What are we looking for? What part of Pulley up?
It's just gonna be a townhouse in Puyallup.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like on the interactive map. So I was like, where is it? I want to find it.
It might be. I don't know. I didn't actually look at the interactive map for that.
No, it doesn't have any like houses. It just has hotels, businesses, hospitals, restaurants, and
They
like
all
a
up?
bit.
Yeah.
So are
Okay.
y'all interested in the job then?
Yeah.
Salvo is. Yeah.
Zephyr nods.
So he will
We're just
give you
going
the address for the safe home and let you know the formal wear for the ballroom encounter is going to be at the safe house for you.
Is it better
Right
or
on.
worse than my suit?
As a question, is this just for the Johnson meet, or is the actual
Johnson
job
meet.
there?
This is for the Johnson meet.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you can tell us about the job?
There are a lot of powerful players going on here. I can't tell you too much right now, but just know that there are lives that are going to be affected by the work you're doing.
Oh no.
Oh, right. So headline news. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Okay, so should I be mentioned that sometimes reputation precedes me in these things. Let's just say I doubt some people are like me being there.
And that's what fake sins are for.
I don't like using it though. If I gotta burn, fine, whatever.
There are 6 of you total, right?
Let's go with that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow,
So
I
that's
actually
going to be 1,250 new yen each for the upfront payment. So if you do
Okay.
have any purchases that you want to make between now and tomorrow night, now's your chance.
You said how much? 1,250?
1,250.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Well, so Bishop is going to be taking that, and Slykeep will know nothing about that.
Oh boy.
Sorry, me ski ball, gotcha.
Somehow I'm not surprised. Disappointed, but not surprised.
We'll remember to buy Slykeep some more adult diapers.
Oh god.
Slykeep poops where he pleases.
Oh,
That
God.
needs the adult diapers.
Get the really good ones.
Yeah.
And just so you guys have some more background information on what's going on, because you would have seen more information about this in the local news, assuming you watch the local news.
How does
I
radio
actually read
sound?
the local paper.
Cool. But say what is going on is the recently elected governor of Seattle is actually got a commission going on about Seattle seceding from UCAS. This is because Seattle's actually the farthest reaching area for UCAS, and they have decided that they are too far from the capital and they don't necessarily need to be part of the union anymore. They want to be their own thing. Some people do, some people don't. So she's actually got a summit together with a lot of politicians from some of the other sovereignties in the area, as well as a UCAS representative, to discuss options and figure out what would be best for Seattle. Whether it would be to remain part of UCAS, which is United Canadian American States, I think it is, or if they would be better seceding and being their own thing. Just so you know. That would have been in the local news. You guys would at least have that information.
You know, and I think probably just as a side note, Salvo's probably pro secession. He probably is just like, yeah, it makes sense. We're really not that close to the capital. Fuck it.
No, you guys are on the other side of the continent.
Not my monkeys, not my circus.
So glad
Not my
someone
monkey,
else
not
said
my zoo.
Gosh.
that.
So Devana started saying that, and I picked it up and ran with it hard.
And then made fun of me for saying it. And... Anyways,
I mean,
are you
it's
guys
true.
doing any shopping before you go any further, or what is going on?
Yeah.
Let me see. That's a good question because I think I've got pretty much everything I need to start with. Because,
Yeah.
well,
Bishop is going to be doing plenty of shopping, but nothing that affects Slagheap. It's mostly pleasures of the flesh.
Yikes.
Why
Let's
does this
see.
not surprise me?
Yeah,
No,
I'm
actually-
gonna,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna spend pretty much all of it on some contacts.
Gotcha.
What do you spend it on?
Contacts with flare compensation, thermographic vision, and vision magnification.
Oh my.
Oh yes.
I don't really think I need anything from. I certainly don't need any more weapons. I'm already pretty, and I have magic.
I say it
Never
looks.
really have enough weapons. I mean, really, are you sure?
I just bought a whole bunch of ammunition. If that's all right.
Let me put it to you this way: I have 700 rounds for one of my guns, 600 rounds for another gun, 10 high explosive grenades, 5 smoke grenades, and a shotgun attached to my motorcycle. And I got magic, so I'm pretty strapped.
Armed,
That's
gotcha.
not
I'm not
enough.
even that great with guns. I'm not even good at guns, so
Be
um,
good at guns as long as you keep people far enough away. You should be fine.
most of mine are close range anyway. So mm,
Gonna say, just literally bought 5,000 rounds
because I have an armor
to stick in
vest.
the Ares
Holy
because
moly.
You know
well,
what?
hey, I think those turrets are gonna get a workout.
Ares alphas, yes.
Oh yes. I was talking for the Roadmaster, but it's decked with Ares alphas and also, let's see here.
You're getting a huge thumbs up for me. I know you can't see it, but you're getting it.
Let's see here. Let's go to Betty. Where?
Betty, Betty, boop. Betty, boop, boop.
Whoa, Black Betty, bam, balam.
Oh, it's also got an RPK HMG with an option for manual mode.
Oh my.
I don't know what that means myself.
RPK it's just a heavy machine gun.
Oh, okay, yeah. I should have known that from RPK.
Wait a minute.
Oh wow. Medium range 12. Yikes.
Okay. So
You should probably also outfit the roto drone with more ammunition too.
Do
Sorry,
it.
go ahead.
Fake licenses.
Because it's equipped with dual Ares alphas.
So far, I'm getting 10 data chips and 10 sensor tags RFID.
Also,
The
totally
ship is
realized
getting lit.
you can mod out weapons, so that's awkward. So I'm going to be spending a little bit more
Oh
money.
no. Well, I have a concealable holster for my machine pistol and gas vents for both of my guns. So.
Shadowrun being here in the chat. One of the other reasons for the secession from the UCAS Supreme Court was moving towards removing corporate sovereignty. In a coincidence, EMP devices went off all over the UCAS, devastating major cities. When the UCAS government was overwhelmed by the chaos, they reached out to megacorps who said, sorry, we don't have any authority to do anything. So the secession is considered a way for Seattle to prove that they are still a place that's pro-corp.
Nice.
Yikes. Alright, don't mess with the corpse.
Well, yeah.
Corporations have a ton of power in Shadowrun.
Too bad one of Drifter's kids works for him.
Which one? Which corp?
Which corp? Let's see here. I got it written down in notes. He went to go work for Horizon.
Not a bad corporation. Them in areas I like.
Nah, he decided he wanted to go be a covert ops specialist. And so he said, alright, just wanted to let you know, Dad and I are divorcing. Bye. Ask Drifter about her backstory sometime. It's messed up.
That is terrifying.
Just wanted to know you disappointed both your father and I, and you were the only thing holding our marriage together. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Oh, ouch. That's terrible.
Just letting you know.
Christ.
Oh my gosh.
Serious, ask Drifter about her family life sometime.
Oh, I guess there's a reason that she's a drifter, right?
She might have, taken half of the estate and walked out.
I mean, I guess better than nothing, right?
Maybe
I
a
never
little
do
more than
half
half.
anyways. Why not?
Maybe a little more than half. Again,
You can get away with
ask Drifter about it sometime. Let's see here.
Mhm.
I guess, yeah, Drifter would go do her shopping and then head to the safe house to find a spot to sleep before everyone else gets there.
Oh no, no. See, and Salvo went there and made sure he was there first so he could find the prime spot he wanted. He said, "The rest of y'all were buying shit and doing shit." He was just like, "Nope, I'm going right there." He'll wait to go out and buy shit until everybody else comes back. But since you are probably the first one back, you'd probably find him lounging. You'd probably find him lounging, having already thrown his gear on the bed and like probably the biggest bed that he can find in the fucking place, probably the biggest bedroom. Just because he's a cocky bastard like that. But he's in the living room, like he's probably in the living room with his feet kicked up on the table, already like drinking whatever is in the fridge, something from the soda. If there's any alcohol in there, if there's like a wine bar or a wet bar of any type, he would have hit that. But otherwise, it's whatever. Maybe has a
Romeo.
package of donuts in front of him.
We'll say Romeo probably has the basic provincials in there for you. Maybe some basic
Hmm.
alcohols, but nothing as fancy as the hotel had.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
don't
dear.
imagine that anything that fancy.
So
Um,
I think we got off to the on the wrong foot there. My name's Drifter. Yours?
I am the imitable salvo. You need it blown up? That's what I do. You,
Oh, good. I was
uh,
just looking for someone to test out my new heavy machine gun. How's that sound?
you want to see if it's stress tested to see if it'll withstand the rigors of magical explosion? I got fireballs.
You're not that kind of explosives expert. Never mind. Should have known.
No, no, no. You don't understand. Magic, it's there for us. Why not use it? I mean, come on.
Because when you don't have magic, you have to rely on your own good skills. Thanks.
Magic is a skill. Do you have any idea how many hours of study I had to put into this? I mean, it may look like it's effortless. It may look to all the world that I don't put any effort in, but I assure you, I've spent a lot of nights, just breaking down the mathematical codes behind how to cast even the simplest of spells. You
So
Most
if I
people
told
couldn't
you
even
you looked
comprehend Mana Bolt. Mhm.
so if I told you you looked constipated while casting spells, what would you do?
I don't know. That depends on if I've got higher priority targets, and you know if the mission specs determined that I had to make sure everybody else came out alive. I mean, I'm a professional. I don't typically try to turn on the people I'm supposed to be working with, but hey, if the mission doesn't specify that everybody has to come back, I mean, is it convenient, to pull you out? I don't know. Yeah. And he
Then
kind
it's
of
a good thing I guess we're talking in hypotheticals, is it not?
well, he gives you like this disarming smile, like, how serious is he? Would he really leave me behind, or is he just fucking with me? You know?
Oh dear, trust me, I'm used to being left behind. No big deal.
He goes, he kind of laughs at that. He goes, he's like, "Ha, used to it. And at that, he goes, that's a pretty good attitude to have. He goes, nice, nice. He goes, hey, you might, if I don't mind, you know what I do. I mean, most people do, but what is it that you bring to this mission? What is why did they tap you for this? I mean, you seem a little old for this kind of work. No offense.
Oh, I won't admit it. Age is taking its toll. I can't really keep up with the young kids when it comes to the COVID app stuff. So I've gotten a little smart about it. I I bring a big stick, and usually I speak softly.
And he kind of looks at you for a second. He goes, "Well, that must be some kind of stick." And he goes, "But seriously, I I don't quite see you as the gun-loving, lugging street samurai type. Do you are you a decker? Do you,
Maybe someday you'll meet Betsy. Someday soon, I hope. Betty, my bad.
I
Out of character.
I show up
eh,
probably
and
about then.
and you see this Salvo kind
Oh,
of
you
knock on.
probably, you coming in, if you're coming through the front door, you probably would have seen parked right out front. It's the big F off Roadmaster with, Betty Boop on the side.
Gosh. What have I gotten into?
Oh yeah,
Just
Salvo's
saying.
already parked his motorcycle in the garage. She's just like,
Yep. And she decided better make a good impression and not run it over this time.
you know, he kind of. But when you walk in, Salvo is sitting there with on the couch with a drink in his hand, his feet kicked up on the table, talking to talking to. What was your character's name again? Well, talking to the old lady as far
Oh,
as you're
Drifter.
concerned. 'Cause she hasn't, yeah, Drifter, because she hasn't. She's the first person that Salvo's the first person that she's talked to and mentioned name to. They're the first people that have introduced themselves to each other.
Yeah.
So you walk in, there's this conversation. There seems to be kind of this moment that like Salvo just seems to be just smirking for the most part, and just kind of eh.
Anyways, I'm gonna go get some shut eye. Beauty sleep and all that.
Zephyr nods at you.
Last thing Sugar Skull gets is a mini welder.
a mini welder.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
I think
you
when you
shit
walk
it,
in though,
lock
like
the
Salvo's like, "What?" Yeah, Salvo's like, "Oh, come in. We're just playing. Introduce yourself to your fellow Shadowrunner. I'm Salvo.
Oh, that's
This
right.
is Drifter."
Yeah, I'll stick around for the rest of the introductions, I'm sure.
I am Zephyr. A pleasure.
Good to meet you, hon.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Hey, Zephyr. So,
He sets his
you're
suitcase down.
it's like, what skill set do you bring to this operation?
Is there like a bar or anything in here?
It's a townhome. There's probably basic alcohols that were stocked for you, but not necessarily a designated bar area.
That's fine. I want to make a summoning roll is why. Figure it's better to show than tell, you know? It'll be the first roll of the game, you know? And I'll probably fail and get drained, but it's okay. Like, I won't fail the actual summoning, but I might fail the drain. So... crap.
Those are roll ones.
Right, that's why I'm like, I'm gonna roll, like...
Critical glitch. Critical glitch. Critical glitch.
Where is summoning? Oh, there it was, conjuring. Okay. So it's just, oh, it's on the other, I was like, I lost the simplified sheet that I had. There we go. Conjuring is magic plus conjuring versus force times 2. Well, I don't need anything super strong, so I guess a force of 1. I wonder if I can try it on the character sheet. We'll see what happens. I'm worried it's not going to have everything proper. So we'll just do mental power level of 1. Yeah, and you see probably there's like an amulet. It's the only thing that doesn't really fit the suit and tie is just a simple amulet. And It probably glows. Oh yeah, okay. No, I beat it. I just needed to beat that spirit roll. Cool. Yeah.
Summon a boo spirit. So you're doing summoning a whiskey spirits.
Oh yeah, that whiskey. No, it's an air spirit. So he just like forms next to me, and when I give it its instructions, is it verbal or does it just know as I summon it?
Tell it.
Okay, yeah. So I was just like, grab me a drink. Uh, and it just probably goes to the bar and just grabs whatever's on hand because I didn't specify. It just brings me the bottle and
Right.
then just fades away. And that's it.
Yeah. Summoner, huh? And he goes, yeah, that'll get that seems to get something of the most of the magical complement taken care of, covered anyway, and there's just like a little spark of fire around his index finger.
I do provide other magical uh, benefits, but they're not really meant for here.
Okay. All right. Well, Drifter here has something called Betty. I don't know what that's all about. Uh, have yet to
Sure, Skull walks past the two sitting down, puts his cheap comm link on the table, and goes over to where the air spirit got the liquor from. While he's looking, the icon that's my picture pops up on it, and it starts talking. Yeah, I'm Sugar Skull. Yes, I'm the guy who put me down. He's a little thirsty right now, so uh
Leave a message and I'll get you. Leave a message at the beep.
that's funny, real funny.
Oh,
But
thanks.
I'll give it to you because you're not like uh, the guy with the greasy hair, the ultimate noob.
Let's not talk about him, please.
Well, we might have to make him go to sleep at some point.
I can do that. Wait, permanently or temporarily?
Temporarily.
All right,
We don't know.
you're on
We're
your
not
own.
killing off our people in order to get a better deal.
Is he really
That'll
our
get you a
people
bad
though?
rep. Well, I'm hoping his boy is.
Oh, I
You guys
forgot.
are dicks.
If there's
Also,
one more thing I don't like, if there's one thing I hate more than one new person, it's two new people.
And
oh, you're
if
just
you
gonna
want to
love
do
his job.
com link shenanigans with the group, I can handle that. You could just slave yours to me, and then actual Sugar Skull speaks. Um, it's hard to talk with two things like I'm a puppeteer. Just slave it to that one, and I'll have you covered. That's part of what I do.
Well, about an hour after everyone else arrives, Bishop is going to arrive. Obviously hung over as all get out, and he's just going to come in quietly, unobtrusively, and schlep on over to the fridge and get something to drink. It doesn't matter what, a liquid, and kind of get to a dark corner of the room and cover his eyes.
I think Salvo just kind of it seeing you come in. Salvo doesn't bother to say anything himself, but he kind of looks at the Zephyr and Drifter who are sitting or standing close to him, and just kind of nudges his head in that direction and whatnot. Like, hey, look who showed up. It's like, and he's like, so, who exactly is handling the investigation part of this? I mean, who's doing all of the talking? I mean, and, uh,
That's probably going to be the other half of what I do, unless someone else is better at it. Anybody else get guy on the first floor without having to tell him that you were here to see Romeo out loud in a big hotel?
He goes, nah, I didn't even think to try to be discreet about it. I mean, I figured Romeo had and Johnson probably had their own security in place to prevent any uh-ohs.
You must have got here before I do, but everybody else just happened to say it. I didn't. I got him to think. Um, well, actually, is Sakura here?
Yeah, she shows up.
Actually, he nods to Sakura, basically covered for me by coming in just as I was talking to the guy. So he never even got to find out where for sure I was going on who I was with. As far as I know, he thinks I work for uh, Romeo.
Technically, you do right now.
Yeah, he's like,
And it's like,
well, technically.
and Salvo just kind of shrugs his shoulders, like, yeah, okay. He's like,
Like
he's like,
before we even got upstairs.
yeah, no, Salvo is just kind of like, he's like, sure, you're elected then. Seems like a little bit too much, you know. I'll handle my end of things. You just let me know when we need to blow things up. And but he's seeing Sakura come in. He goes, "Oh hey, nice to join the party." You're like, and Bishop, if he's even still conscious, would notice that like Salvo didn't bother to even say hello to him. He was just kind of was like, whatever. He's greeted everybody else.
Bishop
He's like,
Bishop noticed, but he also does not give two
yeah,
shits. He's just too
yeah,
uncouth to care.
yeah.
Um, you do, however, notice that Bishop seems to be wearing some slightly nicer duds than the very cheap, extremely cheap, like bad lawyer suit that he was wearing before.
Yeah, yeah.
He also at least doesn't smell worse than he did the day before, although he looks like he's been dragged through hell. Mostly because he probably hasn't slept and probably has done a few drugs that would make some people blush.
Just
Yeah,
have a little more information on the neighborhood and kind of what we're looking at for Poyalup. It isn't the best neighborhood. It's only a couple steps above the Redmond Barrens, which the Barrens are bad.
yeah,
It's a community of disenfranchised, primarily elves, but accepting almost anyone that's a castaway. It's a great place to lay low or hide out, but it's also dangerous and unpredictable. Sitting atop a volcanic caldera can do that. Some of the streets are paved with recycled plastics and cooled lava. The roads are smooth in patches and rough in others, and occasionally rocks and craters are formed. It's not good for driving or walking, but it's marginally better than no paving at all. Safe house appears to be an abandoned townhouse. The windows are covered with grime. The exterior siding is sloughing off in places, and the door locks seem sturdy. And the bones of the house are well maintained. This implies that the dingy appearance is intentional. You do manage to find the formal wear that was referenced by Romeo stored in one of the bedroom closets. There's a sharp contrast to the peeling paint and the flawed AR displays throughout the rest of the house. You've stayed in worse, though.
yeah. And Salvo's apartment is both of Salvo's apartments are worse than this, so he doesn't really care. He, he's got a couple of one-bedroom apartments that he has, for to the end of the year. But he's he was seeing Sakura. He's just like, welcome to the party. We're all playing the get to know your fellow Shadowrunner game. I'm Salvo. I'm sure you already knew that. This is Drifter. Points over to Sugar Skull. Sugar Skull. This is Zephyr. Uh, this is like, like, what do we call you?
You could just call me Sakura.
And I'm gonna take it by the katanas that you're a street samurai.
Among other things.
You remind me of my younger days.
It's like, and, uh, Salvo just kind of continues on. He's like, so now that we all know each other, perhaps it is like, and he goes, perhaps we can kind of, I don't know, tear this place apart. A little bit of a celebration party, drink to the beginning of a partnership that will last for however long, who knows? And he just kind of raises his beer that he's already drinking in the air, and he just takes a drink out of it and he goes, you know what? I think that's I could use some whiskey. And he goes over looking for takes off looking for some whiskey.
I think I'm gonna go work on some of my ways while I still have the chance. Sorry, I'll bow out. Not really a party kind of girl anymore.
Yeah, Salvo shrugs and goes, eh, more for the rest of us. And he lines up, he counts out the room, and he lines up a shot for like himself, Zephyr, Sugar Skull, and Sakura. Like
At that point,
he's like,
without a word,
here,
without a
here.
word,
Did I lose sound?
He goes,
Oh.
and he kind of like, I guess, without a word at all.
well, I was without a word. Bishop is just going to stand up and go in the other room.
Yeah. And Salvo just shrugged his shoulder and goes, uh, to new, uh, to new alliances, or to new business propositions, whatever you want to toast to. He raises
Beautiful toast.
his shot glass.
Zephyr will take a shot.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Down the
looking at the time, that is probably a good place for us to phase out.
head. Nice.
Just so we don't get going too late.
Nah, you good, you good.
All right. It's all good.
Oops.
So,
Now, with this being my first time GMing with you guys, I'm not sure how you do outro.
you just say, hey, let's do outros, and either call the first person out to do it or ask for a volunteer.
Cool, you're up.
I'm up.
Thanks for volunteering.
He who opened his mouth up first.
Hey, you know what? I'm okay with this. It's fine. know? Hello, everybody. I am the Jester King Zerat. You can catch me here on a lot of different nights doing a lot of different things. You can catch me here on Monday nights for our flagship show of Fire Shrike, my favorite group of space terrorists, space pirates, and never-do-wells, who are on the hunt of a mystery, but mostly right now fighting for their lives. You can catch me here on Tuesdays, which is what we were just doing here. The Don't Seattle for anything less as the ever cocky elven combat mage Salvo, with a penchant for whiskey. You can also catch me here on Saturday nights when we're able to get Justice Grab Bag going again. I'm kind of working on that, trying to figure that situation out. We haven't been able to get anything going steady for a few weeks, but we'll try to get something rolling. That happens at 11:30 p.m. Central Time. Or you can catch me here for 11:30 Central Time for the Ballad of the Menagerie on Sunday nights. Because if you can't get enough Starfinder and you want to know what happens in the wake of all the chaos that the Fire Shrike leaves, the problem solvers of the Ballad of the Menagerie, sorry, it's branding, Ballad of the Menagerie. You will definitely want to catch that show out because there are references made back and forth between two. They operate in the same universes. After all, Fire Strike, I may have forgotten to mention, 8:30 p.m. Central Time right here. And you can also occasionally catch me on my other channel of Zerat, where I am streaming Ghost of Tsushima, where I get my samurai on, not of the street variety, but of the actual variety. The honorable kind that doesn't, threaten to blow up their fellow runners. if you are watching this on YouTube and you want to catch us live and be like, I want to be there when the energy is fresh and crazy and nobody can spoil what's going to happen for me, you can catch us on Twitch at Paradise Theater. And if you're catching us here on Twitch and you want to go back and you want to relive the magic, sometimes literal magic, abracadabra, you can catch us on YouTube at Paradise Theater. The difference between the two is on Twitch, there's an underscore between each word, and on YouTube, there's a space between each word. And if you want to catch up on some scheduling information, maybe some updates, kicking around some ideas, and maybe some memes of some variety, some temperature of variety that's, kind of
Chester,
up there.
Chester, Chester. They're hot. They're hot memes.
You can catch
Spicy
you
memes.
can there you go. You can catch us at Pear Theater on Twitter. And with that said, I'm gonna move this one on down the line to somebody else. Wow, that was kind of anticlimactic. Nobody jumped in.
Tivana, you can pick somebody else, and I'll volunteer. How's that sound?
Okay, I like volunteers. Go for it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cyrus Smith, and you just saw me playing Drifter, the rigger who is a little dubious on some of her friends here, especially that mage. He reminds me of my boy Leon. Just too hot-headed, always getting into trouble. Never gonna learn, is he? Well, not my problem. You can also find me on, let's see, today's Tuesday, so tomorrow, running Tales from the Cosmos.
Tomorrow, huh?
Wow.
I mean, I'm excited for it, but
Tomorrow, running Hench. Tomorrow,
running.
playing as Acer in Hench to Minch, where last time shit happened, we were on Jerry Springer. It was a whole thing. If you want to know more, you just gotta come see us. Okay, I'm gonna try and get out of here without butchering anything else. On Sunday, you can find me playing. You can find me running Tales from the Cosmos. Gosh. Where last time our band of intrepid adventurers decided, yeah, we're gonna go do some things and kill some things, and yeah.
I killed some things I
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm suffering from an eye strain headache, and things are. Woo! You can also find me on. Where else can you find me, actually?
Monday nights.
Oh, yeah, Mondays. You could find me yesterday playing Twinkle Bailey, the isekai who is. Right now, we're fighting some things that decided to explode and kill each other. I've heard Solarian, but I don't know what those are personally, so.
Well, you're in for a treat.
Oh God. And that's I think that's it.
Solar charge treat.
Lovely. That's it for me.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
I'm the Computer King, the supervillain of streaming, and you caught me playing Sugar Skull, who isn't sure what he thinks of all these people. Well, except for one of them, the Greaseball. And on Wednesdays, you can catch me running from Hench to Mensch, where I ask.
Are you sure it's not me?
I'm sure it's not you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I run that. Where I run a few henchmen up the ladder to the heights of supervillainy. On Sundays, you'll catch me playing in Tales from the Cosmos, where Cyrus runs it. Now we've got it right.
Are you sure?
You
I
run
think I play in that
Sunday.
one.
I run Wednesday.
Are you sure?
Who run Bartertown?
We'll switch off someday. How's that
I
sound?
play. I play Corin Deadblade, who is on his way to a dinner party with island natives. And although he may be thinking it's just going to be some sort of lifeless paste and fish. I just pictured all the lovely banana cream pies from Gilligan's Island. Also on Sunday, I'm in the Ballad of the Menagerie as Shadow, the Patra witch warper, who is trying to figure out exactly how much information to hand off to a mob
Come
boss
on,
that'll keep him happy.
you gotta sing the title. It's branding, man.
The Ballad of the Menagerie.
There you go. That's it.
Sit down on a pallet, enjoy your favorite salad, and listen to the Ballad of the Menagerie.
There you
Ba-da-da-da.
go.
I love
All right, and that's going to be it for me.
Well, that's an interesting one to come off of.
You got this.
Yeah. Anyway, I am Brian. Tonight I played Sakura. She's a street samurai who's quiet and wondering what the hell did she just sign up for. These guys are crazy. But anyway, on Sundays you can find me playing. Hold on, I got this. I got the name. I got the name.
Do you?
Othgren. There we go.
There you go.
The female hobgoblin fighter. Yeah, I almost said barbarian, but no, she's a fighter. She has fun intimidating people and making them hurt.
Most
Really
most importantly of those, the DM.
Well, yeah, you let me loose in with the rule books and I can find something. just the way it is.
War crime
And on Monday-
Sakura.
Shh, just because the mystic in D&D 5e is just totally broken.
You still melted like 100 soldiers' faces off.
Oh lord.
Okay, just because the gas cone had a 90-foot range on it. Yeah, they were goblins. Don't worry about it.
Hey, glass spiders. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
They were an excellent creation, thank you.
Until they died.
Yeah. And anyway, on Monday you can find me playing Shaba Young, the other war crime criminals that I play, who loves throwing fireballs around indiscriminately while mad cackling and but killing people and almost killing party members. Yeah, that's about it for now.
Ooh, I'm next. I'm waiting for this moment for all my life. All right. I am Zephyr. A pleasure to meet you. Yeah, I played Zephyr, the quiet, reserved shaman who's just like, oh dear, no one here is as professional as I. But while I have great charisma, I got no skills in etiquette or anything like that. So he knows to stay quiet. Fun fact: that suitcase holds a sniper rifle and a pistol, a heavy pistol.
My.
Yeah, he just carries that thing around everywhere. It's great. Beyond that, you can catch me here tomorrow, running instrument.
Don't. Who is
No.
running instrument?
No, you can catch
Just a
me.
fad, man. It's the new trend.
You can catch me here playing instruments while also running because I am Ken, aka Crash Butler, the super fast, super strong, super tough man who can only run in straight lines because I have finally learned that the powers blend together, so his speed actually just comes from bursts of strength that send him flying forwards. That's why he can only go in straight lines. And then, oh yeah, he also has a girlfriend who no longer has a robot body. She's got a real body, so ha. And I also kicked a door from the front of the house or apartment all the way to the back of the apartment, knocking out the back door to the floor down below. Also fun. Beyond that, you can catch me usually on Saturdays for just a grab bag here and there, whether we play Legion Championship Wrestling as Bear the Boulder Breaker, or if we do Faulty Comics Presents as the exact opposite of Ken Crash, Kingfisher, the wheelchair-bound telekinetic, and not Xavier. On Sundays, you can catch me playing in Cosmos as Lena Greenhand, the halfling druid who is just, oh, everyone here is such a dear. Um, yes, yes. Uh, James is hating that yes, yes so much, and I love it. But she carries a little rat in her purse right now because she saved it from the ship, and it was supposed to sniff out a killer, but she forgot, and I forgot, and she's been just feeding the rat. But yeah, we fought some zombies. She turned into a huge wolf, and her large wolf companion, we bit them in half. It was great. Actually, I bit him in half because my wolf companion rolled 4 ones in a row. Yay!
Interesting.
He did not land a single bite.
Aw.
And beyond that, you can catch me in Ballad of the Menagerie as Oliver Byrne, the bear who is just a bear. And who brings a knife to a bear fight? An actual bear, uplifted, but still a bear, who has just been traumatized by the jungles of Castrovel, I think it was. We'll never go back there. And is now floating through space on his wonderful ship. And I think the crew did something without me because I was not able to be there last Sunday, and I'm so sad. But I will find out this coming Sunday. Ooh. And yeah, that's everything.
All right. Well, I guess that just leaves me. That is Baloney Jelly, aka Bishop, aka Slacky. Um, Bishop being simply a handler, non-combatant, just for non-combatant areas. And yeah, he's just a smarmy kind of guy. Slag Heap's going to be the business end, and that will be interesting, I think, to see how that turns out. But you can't really catch me on any other games throughout the week. I am formerly I'm a former crew member from the Menagerie, from Ballad of the Menagerie. That unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, I am no longer able to be a crew member. So yeah, hopefully we can work something out somewhere else at some point. Otherwise, you can catch me each week here playing Shadowrun. It is just a fantastic system. I could play it every day if or I would play it every day if I could. And that's really all I got.
Okay, well, I will go ahead and wrap us out then. I'm the GM for this one. I don't Seattle for anything less. I can also be seen occasionally on the Prismatic Tsunami Twitch channel, where I am an occasional cast member of the Metagamers Anonymous podcast, as well as a regular cast member on the Exposition Street podcast. Metagamers Anonymous, we discuss role-playing games, board games, and other related content. Exposition Street, we do movie reviews, and that can be found on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Prismatic Tsunami channel. Friday nights at 8 p.m. we generally do an actual play showcase where we test different game systems. So that can also be found. This week we're taking a week off because it's a holiday weekend, but we'll be able to be found next week, Friday at 8, to test a system. I don't know if we have one. I don't know if we have it confirmed in the schedule yet for which system we're doing, but we've tested a bunch of different ones. And other than that, we'll see you next week for Shadowrun.
Do we have an RIP to go out on, or?
Hmm?
Oh, I don't know. We normally
R.I.P. Bishop.
Bishop,
What you mean?
huh?
How long is he gonna last? Come on.
Oh, the handler,
Before
right?
you decide to play Slag Heap at the very least.
Well, Slag Heap. So as Bishop is a handler. He is basically just there for the meetings, to discuss payments and such, and be a representative face.
Be a team
For
I
player.
got it. We can
Slag.
go.
Yeah.
We can go with
Well,
RIP
that's
party cohesion.
Oh
when
god.
when
Yes.
when yeah, when you meet Slag Heap. I mean, that's party cohesion is going to go out the window. I
Never
fucking
mind.
promise you.
Never mind. I want to see Bishop again. He wasn't so bad.
Okay,
He
let's go.
really wasn't a bad guy, other than the smell and the mannerisms and the drinking and the womanizing.
Oh god. All right, let's go out on a
It's right.
RIP party cohesion.
Sounds like a plan.
RIP
R.I.P.
party
party
cohesion.
cohesion.